Good evening, travelers. You're tuned in to CircuitsFM Live, the only synthwave radio show broadcasted across the Circuitverse. I am your host, the Circuit Master, and it's great to be with you this evening. Hope you all had a great week. Hope you had a great day. Happy Friday. I have a wonderful show for you this evening. But first, here are a few quick channel items before we get going tonight. First, we're live every Friday night here at 8 p.m. Central Time on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Kick. Second, new albums premiere every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time on YouTube. Went back to the old schedule, so now I'm hosting premieres on Monday night on YouTube. So come hang out with us. Let's see here. And if you need synthwave between the shows, Circuits FM airs live streams on Rumble, YouTube, and Kick. Of course, we have, I should also add X as well. Of course, we have playlists on Rumble and YouTube. You can also catch Circuits FM on the YouTube and Rumble apps on your Roku box if you have one. I'm a big fan of that. Finally, I'd just like to say thank you to my channel members for your continued support. I truly do appreciate it. And regarding streaming, at least on my end, I can see that I'm streaming to YouTube and Kick, but for some reason, and I can see on my system that I'm streaming to Rumble and X, but for some reason, I can't get Rumble and X up on my screens. For some reason, I can't connect. So I have to figure that out while the first set is playing. But first, I'm going to jump over to the chats and say good evening. Hello, William. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Hope everything is going well. Hope you're having a lovely evening. William also says, happy Friday. Happy to be here. Yo, my favorite place to be on Friday nights. Thank you. I truly appreciate that, William. That means a lot to me. Yeah, I love doing these. These are it's a lot of fun. And it's great to hang out with everyone. It's great to hang out with you, too. Thank you again for hanging out in the stream with me last night. Appreciate it. Eric, good evening. How you doing? Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a wonderful Friday, wonderful week. Good to see you. Eric also says, yeah, it's been a while. It has indeed, my friend. It has indeed. Good to see you. And then, how's it going, by the way? How you been? Hope everything is going well. And then William says, good evening. Circuit Master, rock on. Rock on. Very much excellent. Very much so. All right, let's jump into the first set here as I segue into the first track list of the evening from Turbo Pulse. Tonight we return to Turbo Pulse. 1982 Synthwave Drive, one of the early public records in the Circuits FM catalog. Matter of fact, I published this last July. Outrun Synthwave, built for the drive itself. 19 tracks tonight, across two sides, and of course, I will see you all again at intermission with a brand new Outrun track, which can only be heard in the Drive 24/7 live stream. So I left this one on the floor when I was putting the album together, but I have since then gone back and added it back into the live streams. Side A is 9 tracks, the ignition sequence firing up on a 1982 sunset, through Midnight Overdrive and the Neon Stallion, into the title track, Turbo Pulse, and closing on Voltage Romance. Side B is 10 tracks, Circuit Blade, Drift Through Drive Until Dawn, then the Outrun Vault cuts, Mirror State, Overdrive, Retroline Ghosts, Neon Drift Redux, and the closing brand new track with Outrun Emulator. Chrome Heat, Neon asphalt, 19 tracks. Travelers, let's get this on the road. This is side A, 9 tracks. The ignition sequence firing up on a 1982 Sunset. Midnight Overdrive on the Night Drive. The Neon Stallion on Chrome Heat. Cruise Control Fantasy on the Retro Drive. Chrome Mirage on the VHS Sunset. Arcade Heatwave into the High Score Pulse. And the title track itself, Turbo Pulse. Opening straight into Laser Horizon and Voltage Romance. Travelers, press play and drive into the sunset with me. This is Turbo Pulse. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that first set. Um, that was side A of Turbo Pulse. Excuse me. Just getting back into my seat. I hope you enjoyed that. But before we cross into side B, I just want to say thank you to the people who help keep the broadcast going, my YouTube channel members, to my VHS Vault members, Kim Tink, Shadow Governor FM, Reno Man 1, Steve, Eric, and Ace. To all my cassette rebels, Argo Sparks, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for riding along this evening. I truly appreciate it. And I truly appreciate your continued support. I just wanted to take a moment. I'm going to throw this up on the screen because this is great timing. I just want to take a moment and take a moment of silence for Kavinsky, who just recently passed away a couple days ago. As Argo mentioned, he really was one of the OGs, and so I just want to recognize him for a moment. So take about 20 seconds to do that. Thank you. If you want to check out his content, if you've never heard his content before, I highly recommend it. Set some time aside. If you're kind of looking for a direction to go, check out his albums. Outrun, that's from 2013, and then Reborn from 2022. He has a really nice Wikipedia page. Just put in Kavinsky and check him out. You will enjoy him. And so, yeah. Thanks for shouting out, Eric. And I'll leave you with these final thoughts because I couldn't have said it any better than myself. When you have a moment, raise a glass for Kavinsky, who passed this week. May he ride on wheels of fire down neon highways for all eternity. Very cool, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. Let's see here. Let me transition here. Argo Spark says, yeah, on a happier note, I just found out that the 1986 Transformers movie will have a limited release in the theaters for 40-year anniversary. Yeah, man, I heard about that. I need to laugh, actually. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out about that too. Yeah, I didn't know that it was going to be in the movies, so that's pretty cool. So I'm definitely going to be there for that. I'll probably have to drive a little bit just because of where I live, but yeah, I'm totally down. I am down to see Optimus Prime ride into battle again and battle Megatron. I am not looking forward to him dying. That part I'm not looking forward to. Man, that part made me sad. Optimus Prime. How could he go down? Oh, and they're remastering the soundtrack too. Oh, that's so cool. That's such a cool track. Yeah, man, that track where he rides into battle, dude, that's epic. Yeah, I appreciate it, Shadow. Thanks, man. Yeah. Cool. Let's see here. We'll bring a little levity. Yeah, everything is going well. Blood-sucking insectoids. Insectoids are on their way out. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, that's for a couple months, right? They only hang out for a couple months and then they're gone. I was at work the other day, and it was kind of mid morning, and the mosquitoes were out. But then I thought to myself, I don't have to deal with blood sucking insectoids like you do. The mosquitoes here are pretty. It's not that bad compared to Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota, and the mosquitoes up there get pretty bad, but generally not during the day. It's at night, and they hang out for too long. Yeah, yeah, that dying was traumatic. That really was. Let's see here. Let me throw a couple more. Shuttle says gold is expensive. Yeah, that's because the Stream Elements bot only gave me 6 synthwave jars, 6 gold synthwave jars. Yeah, that didn't work out. I'm gonna put this one up because this is a good reminder of something I need to do that I definitely have on the backlog, and that's CircuitBot. Yeah, Unfortunately, CircuitBot is not here with us this evening, and I'm still working on CircuitBot. And CircuitBot, so the Stream Elements bot, that one doesn't. Um, if I'm waiting for a show, that one doesn't pop in. I'm gonna try to make it where CircuitBot, whenever I'm online, CircuitBot can just pop up. I'm not sure how that works. I'll have to figure it out. And then CircuitBot will be able to go across all platforms. That's my plan. So if you're on, well, actually, I have no idea how that's going to work on X. Kick, I think it's a little bit easier. Kick, YouTube, and Rumble, you think you just need APIs for it. But I'm not sure if X will allow that. So I might have to retract my last statement, but we shall see. Cool. All right, with that said, let's jump into the second set. Travelers, this is side B. 10 tracks, circuit blade drift on the vapor clutch, sodium vapor nights on the 1982 Boulevard, moonrise velocity, radio sunset fade, afterglow pursuit, drive until dawn, closing the main album. And then we cross into the Outrun Vault, Mirror State Overdrive, Retroline Ghosts, Neon Drift Redux, and to close, brand new tonight, Outrun Emulator. The highway is coming home. Travelers, this is Turbo Pulse. Travelers, welcome back. That was Turbo Pulse, 1982. 1982 Synthwave Drive. Sorry, had a brain freeze there for a second. Uh, in full across side A and side B, closing on Outrun Emulator. Um, thank you again for being here this evening. I truly appreciate it. Thank you again for riding with me into the sunset this evening. You can, of course, access full albums anytime on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and Rumble. Again, I'm still moving my albums over to Rumble. That's been a slower process than I would have anticipated. Let's see here. And of course, we are live here every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central Time on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Kick. New albums premiere every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time on YouTube. So thank you again for being here. Let's hit the chat one more time. Joy says, thank you. Getting ready for bed soon. Just decompress with the tunes. Well, thank you for being here, Joy. I know you had a interesting Friday, so I'm glad you're at home, just chilling. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let me go up here. Let's see here. One more. Let's see here. Coachron over on Rumble, ready to chill and kick off the weekend with some synthwave. Good to see you, man. I know we were chatting over there on Rumble. You had quite the week, but it's good to hear. And you made some money. Glad to hear that, man. And it's great seeing you again. Always. Let's see here. Eric says, all of that said, if they don't tap you for Far Cry Blood Dragon sequel soundtrack, we should probably revolt in some way. I'm down. I'm down for that. And by the way, YouTube does not have a pitchfork emoji, so I had to use a fork and a butter knife. And for some reason, that reminds me of Young Frankenstein, and I have no idea why. That popped into my head afterwards. No idea. No idea. I think of fork and butter knife, and all of a sudden it's like Young Frankenstein. I have no idea why those two things relate to each other. Maybe it's growing up on Mel Brooks humor. William says that was an awesome album. Loved it. Have a great weekend. Cheers. Yeah, good to see you again, my friend. Hope you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend out there on the east side. Coachron says, thanks, Doc. Likewise. Yeah. Thanks for being here, man. Always a pleasure. Shadow Governor does long live CircuitsFM. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it so much. Thanks again for being here. Truly do appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you again to my subscribers and to my channel members. Thank you so much. This was a fun night. Lots of chat, lots of cool music. Got to honor Kavinsky, and then got to talk about some Transformers the movie. And I guess that's a good shout out. Yeah, by the way, you can go on the Hasbro YouTube channel, and they show free. I think it's this Gen 1, isn't it? Is that Gen 1, Season 1? Yeah, Argo says the Hasbro channel on YouTube has some of the remastered songs along with all the old episodes for free. So is that just Gen 1, or is that stuff after that? I know there's stuff that came after Gen 1. I'm kind of only familiar with Gen 1. Isn't there a channel where they play like OGI Joe episodes too? Yeah, when Unicron slams his hand on Cybertron and both Autobots and Decepticons attack him. Yeah. Pure chaos in that scene. It's good stuff. Yeah, I have the movie on DVD. I do not have it on VHS, although I imagine I could probably get it someplace for on VHS. I used to have all of the Gen 1 stuff on VHS. I do not have it anymore. And it's not because I threw it away. I did not throw it away. Um, Mother had it. Long story short, mother had it. Um, there were some family issues. And after mother passed, stepfather did not give me my, did not allow me to go through things. We'll just say that. So there was some unfortunate family stuff that happened. But yeah, most important thing is I miss my mother. Some earlier. Thanks again for this comment, Eric. This is great. Truly wish there was a way to integrate the Cyberpunk 2077 with this as the soundtrack. I appreciate that, man. Really do. It's very kind of you to say that. I'm very humbled by that. Shout out to Redwood Designs. Sorry, I'm late. No, you're fine. Thank you for being here, Jam. It's good to see you. And thank you again for supporting the channel. I truly appreciate it. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a great week and a great Friday. Hope you what are the plans for the weekend? Coach Ron says over on Rumble, Doc, I believe it's pronounced. I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't even, I'm sorry, I can't even say that with a straight face. What did they say that make the horses go crazy again? What was that word? That whole movie. And then the scene with Gene Hackman is my favorite. That whole scene with Gene Hackman. And Gene Hackman's in the movie for maybe like 3 minutes. But that that scene with Gene Hackman is it's just great, man. It's so funny. It's so great. So now I gotta go watch that movie again. Yeah, if you haven't, I'm sure everyone here has seen Young Frankenstein, but if you haven't, Frankenstein. That's right. That's it. It's so great. Oh, what a classic. It is a classic. By the way, Spaceballs 2 is coming out, but I don't believe it's called The Search for More Money, which is disappoints me because I thought that's what it was supposed to be called. But maybe I'm just a classic fundamentalist when it comes to movies. Yeah, JM says love that movie. Yeah, the movie's great. Mel Brooks movies, the Airplane movies, Naked Gun. That's right. Frau Blucher. That's right. That's right. Yeah, who were the guys that made the Airplane movies? I always forget their names. Because they did they do Stripes too? Stripes as well, in addition to the Airplane movies? I thought they did. Maybe not. Maybe that was because that was Stripes. Oh, did he really say that? Mel said he found the money. but but that's like an OG, like directly from the movie. Be back for the search for more money. So no need to name it that way after he found the money in his basement. Okay. I am definitely not going to tell Mel Brooks what he needs to do with his movies. It's one of my favorites. Let's see here. Did I miss any? Yeah, Young Frankenstein's great. Love that movie. I don't. I'm pretty. I have to go check. I have lots of. I have to go check and see if I have it on DVD. I am not completely convinced I do. I need to go look. I definitely have Stripes on DVD. I know that for a fact. I have that on DVD. But I do not. I'm pretty. I don't know if I have. I thought I have. I might have it on Young Frankenstein. I might actually have that one on VHS. I might actually have that one on VHS. I have a bunch of stuff in storage, so that one might be in storage, but I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact I have that one on VHS. DVD, I'm not quite sure if I do or not. But cool. All right. Awesome. Yeah, if you haven't seen Stripes, check it out. It's a great movie. Yeah, here's the last one. Gotta watch Stir Crazy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Mel Brooks. All of his movies are great. It's good stuff. Early 80s, mid 80s comedies are great. Airplane, Airplane 2. Uh Airplane 2 is basically just just the same movie as the first one. It's just the same movie, which is great. There's a few differences, but it's basically the same plot, which is great. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor go to jail. Yeah. Blazing Saddles. That's a great movie too. VHS right on. VHS right on. Very retro. Yeah, I do have some. I have some VHS stuff for sure. Yeah, I used to have some other retro stuff as well. Sometimes things get lost in the past. I am not going to say I had a 2600, but I may have had a 2600. And I'm going to say it's not my fault that I don't have it anymore. And that I can't actually ask for it back because of the situation that happened. Not with me, but with the other person. So I should be able to ask for it back. It's one of those weird situations where, and I know I'm being cryptic about it, but I could ask for it back, but then it might be inappropriate for me to ask for it back. And I don't know if I want to say too much about it, but let's just say what happened to this other person is really, really sad. And if I ask, it's going to bring up that situation. And that's why I don't ask. So I'm trying to be a good friend about it. I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm going to leave it alone. It would really be one of those Larry David moments if I asked. It really would. I would end up being Larry David in one of those situations if you're familiar with his humor. Yeah, that's right. The Zucker brothers, Airplane. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they did. Now, did they do Ghostbusters as well? Which, by the way, is just a great. I have all the Ghostbuster movies on. Well, I have 1 and 2 on DVD. One's obviously my favorite. Yeah, the Zucker brothers are great. Cool. All right, travelers, ladies and gentlemen. With that said, again, we are live every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central Time on YouTube, Rumble, X, and Kick. Of course, new albums premiere every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time on YouTube. Thank you again for a wonderful evening. Thanks again for being here with me. Look forward to the next time. I'll see you on Monday. Until then, this is a Circuit Master signing off.